from Pig and Fig Catering here this morning. Hope you're all good. Weather's a bit disappointing, isn't it? It's a little bit grey and chilly here today. So I'm going to make a soup on that basis. I know it's not quite wintry weather, but it's a little bit chillier than we're used to, so I'm going to make a soup today. But first I'd like to say thank you to everybody who sent me really kind messages and actually really enjoying the cookery, online cookery classes that I'm doing at the moment. So thank you so much. I hope you continue to enjoy them. I did say I was going to make something sweet today, but I think due to the fact the weather's a bit chilly, I'm going to make a soup which Pete and I are going to have for lunch. So it's a really nice Spanish white onion soup. So I've got some really beautiful white onions. Now, the truth be known, I had these ingredients at the cookery school because I was going to play with this recipe this week anyway. It was given to me by a client, and it sounds delicious. So I'm going to make that because I have all the ingredients for that. So I've got white onions, 2 white onions, garlic, thyme, rosemary, both picked from the garden. The only 2 herbs I have to say I can grow. Chicken stock, butter, and finishing off with some sherry vinegar. So it's something a little bit different than, to how I would normally cook an onion soup, which would normally be like a brown onion soup. So this is a white onion soup. So I'm just going to start prepping the ingredients like I do normally. I'll have them out and then we'll get on with the cooking. Thank you.
So here we go then. So pan ready to go. Some thyme. The other bit of the thyme that I had and the rosemary are in the stock. So just giving it a really nice herby infusion there. Sherry vinegar. Didn't need to prep that comes in the bottle anyway. This is the cebolla blanca. So it's not the dulce onions that we would normally get, but these are cebolla blanca. So they're white onions, garlic, and a little bit of thyme, which will go in the cooking process. And then the butter there, just about 125 grams of butter, 1 litre of stock, 2 onions, 1-2 garlic, depending how you like it, thyme and rosemary. So not a great deal of ingredients, and obviously then plus the sherry vinegar, which is about 20-25 mils at the end. So I'm just going to start melting the butter and get on with it. So I've melted the 125 grams of butter, which is now just having a little bit of a bubble. Got the garlic I've chopped. Just going to pop that in. A bit of a pig's ear of that. There we go, in it goes. Just take that off the heat. I want nothing is to colour, we want it really clean and white, this. A little bit of the thyme. It's about a nice little pinch there, the fresh thyme. One of the only herbs I can grow, as I mentioned. Right, just going to let that for a couple of minutes. Just infuse the butter to get a really nice flavour. I want to be gentle with this because we just don't want that butter burning. So I'm just mixing that in. Lovely, lovely, lovely. A couple of minutes there. And then I've got all these lovely white onions. So you see how finely I've sliced them. Half moons. In they go. And that's 2 of the cebolla blanca. Not the dulce, but the cebolla blanca onion. So it's a nice white Spanish onion. Just going to put that in, give that a stir around. Just know this is going to be really nice. I'm confident it's going to be really, really nice. Okay, just going to coat all the onions in the butter. Then I'm going to season with a pinch of salt. A bit more. I'm going to cook that now for about 5 minutes. Just like this, giving it a bit of a stir. Then I'm going to put the lid on and turn it on to a really low heat until the onions are tender. And what will happen is, with the lid on, it's going to sweat, it's going to steam, so all these lovely juices are then going to come out, and the flavour of the onions is going to really intensify. So I'm just going to do that a minute, and then we'll come back to the cooked onions. Butter melted, thyme in, and as you saw me just now, put the onions in, so they've started to cook down really lovely. No colour. So I'm now just going to reduce the temperature. We're running on about a 6 at the minute, so I'm just going to take that down to a 3, and then I'm going to pop the lid on and let that cook now, low and slow, so that all the lovely juices come out of the onions, and the onions are really nice and soft, and then we'll come back and finish it off. Okay, so we've time lapsed, I think we're probably around about nearly probably 15 minutes with those onions being on a really slow cook with the butter. So very happy, they're nice and soft, and you can see that lovely liquid in there, which is obviously the butter and the juices from the onion. So I've now taken the lid off, and I'm now going to let that reduce down, so that will really intensify the flavour of the onion. The stock has had the herbs removed, which I will then shortly add into the onions once all that lovely flavour is reduced. Okay, so about 5-10 minutes has lapsed. If you want to just have a quick look at the onions, oh my gosh, they look so lovely. No colour, like I said, and that liquor it was cooking is reduced nicely. So I'm just going to add the flavoured chicken stock. That's a litre of flavoured chicken stock. Still got a little bit of rosemary. Oops. In there. Just going to nip that out. We don't want that in there. Pour that in. Just give that a little cheeky stir. And I'm going to let that cook out for about 5 minutes. So I'm just going to grab the lid. Pop that on. As I said, that's going to be for about 5 minutes. What I've done for Pete, for his lunch to go with it, and it's a little bit chefy, I've taken the crust off, but I've made a little toasty with some manchego cheese in, following the Spanish theme. So I'm going to griddle that in a minute, and I'm going to serve that with pea soup. So the onions have now had a really lovely cook out, about 5 minutes or so, boiled down with the chicken stock. Onions are really soft. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm just going to pour this into my whizzer, for want of a better word. Oh, be careful, don't get splashed back there like I just did. And then you're just going to pulse that. So being very careful, because that soup is still incredibly hot. And then very carefully, without burning yourself, remove the lid, and I'm just going to pass that now through a sieve. So that's getting rid of any of the bits of thyme that were left in it. And whilst I'm doing this, I've got the griddle pan heating up, so we'll come back to the minute and have a little taste of our soup. So both bits have been blended. And I'm just now, as I said, passing that through a sieve. This is a little bit chefy. You don't need to do this particularly, but it's just going to give a really nice, see, look how smooth and soft those onions were. So there's very little left there. A little bit of time. Just slide underneath. Oh, I have to say, that looks really yummy. So I'm just going to taste that. Rich because there's a lot of butter in it, but that is really lovely. So I'm just going to bring that back to the boil, and then I'm going to finish it off with the sherry vinegar, which is the last part of the recipe. Pete's little toasty. Pete's little toasty. I normally have a little toasty machine, but I don't seem to have one of those anymore. So Pete's having his toasty done on the griddle. Okay, so sherry vinegar. Now it says 25 ml. I'm just going to go with 15 at the moment, which is tablespoon. Because I don't, because I'm playing with this recipe and trying it, I don't really want to go and ruin it. I might even put half that amount in just to start with. So that's about half a tablespoon. Oh, that's definitely changing. Right, I'm going to go in the other half. I'm quite comfortable now that I can put the other half in, because I think that's delish. Okay, in it goes. Just get another spoon. This has to be made and tried. That vinegar really just finishes it off lovely. Absolutely yum. So I'm happy with that. Did I say it was mine and Pete's lunch? Could be mine now. Pete can just have the toasty. So I'm just going to take that to the side. I'm just going to check Pete's little toasty a minute. This is a little bit naughty because I have got butter on the outside. Just getting it nice and crispy, and as I say, some nice manchego in the middle, which is giving that really nice Spanish feel. So I'll plate up in a minute and we'll have a look then. Here we are, Pete's lunch. Really, really smooth, beautiful white onion soup. That's it, you're not having any more than that. That's enough for him. Pete's toasty. Just the smallest drizzle of really good olive oil on the top. And that little sprinkle of thyme. Bosh. Pete's lunch, my lunch as well. Looks incredibly simple. Flavours are amazing. So I hope you enjoy. So Pete's gone off with the bowl of soup and his little toasty. Very, very happy, as am I. Really delicious. So I want to say thanks, Colin. Great recipe. Definitely be doing it in the class as well. And dead simple. You know, I know we might not have the white onions at home, but use the sweet onions, you know, and just sort of play with the flavours. It just shows you that actually a few great ingredients can make a really amazing dish. So enjoy. Stay safe, everybody. See you soon. Pig and Fig Catering at home. Take care. Bye.